Pecha Kucha is an increasingly popular method of presenting to audiences in a creative and fast-paced way. 20 slides are timed to advance every 20 seconds, and this encourages the presenter to be concise and thoughtful about their audience. This presentation uses the 2020 format. The phrase Pecha Kucha, sometimes pronounced Pechuchka, translates to chit-chat. It's a Japanese phrase, and the Pecha Kucha concept and format originated in Tokyo in Japan in 2003. And since then, thousands of Pecha Kucha events have taken place all around the world. The concept was devised by architects who apparently talk too much when they're presenting, and so the concept forces the presenter to think carefully about how to simply deliver a message to their audience. Once the slides have finished transitioning, your time is up and you don't overrun into the next speaker's time. Central to the Pecha Kucha format is the use of images. As the old saying suggests, a picture speaks 1,000 words. The classic format of a Pecha Kucha is to show 20 images without words. This is great for architects who are likely to have lots of engaging images to show. But what about researchers? Many of you may have seen examples like these. These are taken from a website called Death by PowerPoint. When we present research, we can be tempted to try and include everything we did and all the data we collected, rather than carefully selecting just a few aspects. But we can say a lot in 20 seconds. This is what 20 seconds feels like. Some of you may be thinking that it is necessary to be able to show your data to an audience as evidence to back up an argument or a claim, or to explain the more technical aspects of your research project. There's no reason why you can't adapt the Pecha Kucha format to include some words and data. The key is to think really carefully and to keep your words and data as simple as possible. This image is an infographic from a British Science Association collection. It shows some numerical data, but it is done in an engaging and a thought-provoking way. The format takes account of a theory that your audience is likely to contain different types of people, some of whom prefer to see the detail and to know the facts and figures, and they like to see numbers and words, whilst others prefer to see patterns and images and to be prompted to use their own imagination. People with a detail preference like to see precise and accurate information. This gives credibility to your claims and findings. Although no one likes to be inundated with too much data and clutter on a slide, this example gives a digestible amount of data for a 20-second slide showing. Other people don't necessarily need to see the data to be convinced by your presentation. They're comfortable with ambiguity and the abstract. For these people, the Pecha Kucha format is likely to be highly engaging because it allows them to use their imagination and to interpret the pictures for themselves. So, when you're planning a Pecha Kucha presentation about your research, you could try and get a balance of both data and evidence as well as images. Do some research and look at examples of infographics. Could you create more engaging ways to present data other than tables and lists and charts? Can you find pictures that you could use for analogies or metaphors? Some of you may find it difficult to think of images to use. Try to think laterally. Could you show a map when you talk about a journey through a process, or scales to weigh up two sides of an argument? Or are there images you could use to show your research environment, such as your lab, desk or field sites, or the research process? Pecha Kucha is no different to any kind of communication in that you need to know and understand your audience and put yourself in their shoes. For every audience, try to articulate who they are and what their interests might be, and most importantly, why are they listening to your presentation? What will they want to know or to experience? Think of something engaging to hook your audience in at the very beginning. Is there a bold statement, claim, or a tantalising question that you can use to really get your audience wanting to know more? Think about how your research relates to the real world and to something that your audience might care about so that they will want to know more about what you have to say. The Pecha Kucha takes a long time to plan, so start off by thinking of a story that you want to tell. What are 2 or 3 simple points that you want to get across, and can you find or create several images to introduce and explain each point, plus an engaging image to introduce the presentation and hook in your audience. Start to plan your own Pecha Kucha by sketching out your story on a 20 by 20 grid with some ideas and images. Do you have the same amount of information and things to say about each slide? In 20 seconds, you should plan to speak around 40 to 50 words, depending on your speed. Once you have your images and you've put your slideshow together, you can set timings to advance the slides automatically, and then it's simply time to practice your presentation. You'll probably need to do this several times, as it's unusual to be talking against the clock in this way. Seek feedback from your colleagues and friends as much as possible. For more inspiration, there's plenty of help available online. Look at the official Pecha Kucha website to see examples from events taking place around the world. You could also watch this YouTube clip, which is a Pecha Kucha by Matthew Bird, about creating and presenting a Pecha Kucha. You can easily find it by searching for the title on YouTube. Finally, find an opportunity to use this format or something similar to inspire a new audience with your research. Your audience will appreciate hearing about your research in an engaging and thoughtful way, and it will help you to see your research from a new perspective and to think more carefully about how to inspire others to be interested in your research. Good luck!